a proof of life video along with Blue and Ava, whom I can't ever seem to sit down when they're around. Been a busy day. Dad and my stepmom came by for a visit, and we played and pulled around in the garden a bit. Had a good time, good visit. Okay, it's Mark. But I just got online. I haven't been online a whole lot. Excuse me. Haven't been online a whole lot. I've been keeping pretty busy. Pretty busy. But today, while Dad was here, the boogers were also here, and they threw a couple rocks on the barn. He said, "What is that?" I said, "It's them boogers." And working in the garden today, there was, I heard a couple things. But it's odd. I got up this morning, drank my coffee, went and fed the pigs, and well, fed everything. And then, then an old feller that is good at these old tractors. Ava, not right now. No. Hey, why don't you throw the ball a million times? I know you've worked hard all day. Anyway, he came by, and it's like a go-kart. This guy, he's like an engineer. It's amazing some of the things he can do. But he came by right before Dad and them got here. Now, keep in mind, I can go like a month with nobody stopping by. That's probably exaggerating, but he came by, then Dad came by. Well, he's getting ready to leave, and his little go-kart with the motorcycle engine on the back of it wouldn't start. So I had to pull him back to his house, which is a 10-minute drive normally. Anyway, we got back and we started working on the garden. We was going to have a steak dinner. I made steaks on the grills. And we was going around the garden, and Paul came around. He bought him a new side-by-side and got talking to him. But anyway, had a pretty good day. I lit the fire to see if we can get the boogers to do something. They seem to like fires. I might be too close on the bridge. Let's go over here. I don't know where my holder is either. Hey, Frank. Tammy. Gentilly girl. 7680. Rob. Welcome, everyone. But also in life, I'm sure everyone that's awake or even half awake has noticed not going real good right now in the old United States. Prices of everything's up. I mean, gas, groceries, all that's up. I mean, I know there's a lot of people, probably, I guess everyone, unless you've got a lot of money, is struggling right now. And I'm not really struggling, but I've got a CDL license. And to get a CDL license, you're supposed to go to do a physical twice or every 2 years, once every 2 years. Well, a couple of years ago, they found sugar in my pee, and that took me down to a year. So they said, yeah, and I had to go see the doctor, and he's like, yeah, you're type 2 diabetic. which it runs in my family. Plus, I was really overweight. At one point in my life, I was like 200, 286 pounds. Now, since that 2 years ago, I've dropped. I'm down to 205. I got weighed the day before yesterday, so I dropped around 80 pounds. Well, my company furnished me with a. I went back to get my CDLs, and they turned me down because I didn't have the. I, I don't know. Every time I'd go back to these people, it was something new. Had to get a doctor's thing. Had to go see an eye doctor. Had to get blood work done. All this cost me around $1,500 for all this stuff just to get my CDLs. So ended up going to a different place because they didn't. Well, they required it, but they didn't keep. I went there one time, but anyway, that one time now I'm down to 6 months because my sugar was even higher, which I knew about because my company gave me a machine to test my blood that I could not figure out. I finally know what I was doing wrong now. But I woke up one morning and my sugar was 224. That was, after not eating. And like I said, I've lost a lot of weight. I've been eating a lot better. But what I was doing was I was eating a lot of fruits and veggies, but mostly fruits. And I was still eating bread and stuff like that, and even honey and stuff like that. I mean, it kind of scared me. My vision was going wonky. Like my eyes wouldn't focus or anything. Whenever I went to get my glasses, they was like, "Man, you went down 3 lines. Something's not right. Have you checked your sugar today?" I was like, "No, I can't figure out my stupid machine." I had another one, but I didn't really check it like I should. But now I am. But anyway, I talked to my brother who's a nurse, and he's into that, the fitness stuff. And then my cousins, who's actually a nutrologist, what do they call them? Nutrition people, whatever they are. And they told me what I was. They was like, "No, your diet's actually pretty good. I mean, you can cut out on the bread and a couple other things I was doing, and even like I was peanut butter and honey sandwiches is basically how I lost all the weight." But they're like, "Man, you got to have more protein." And that was the Greek yogurt. I started eating that, more meats, and that's the trick. I've got it down right now. I just took it after dinner. It's at 133, and that's pretty good. And I feel a lot better. But it was getting crazy for a while, and I stayed aggravated. And apparently, one of the side effects of it is you stay aggravated, and I don't know, just not in the mood to really be around people. But anyway, I think I've got it all going in the right direction now. So we'll see. Anyway, hello, Nit. Yep, fruits have natural sugar. Well, see, what sucks, what absolutely infuriates me. It seems to me you used to be able to go on the internet, type something in like, uh, what kind of brakes do I need for a 2015 Toyota Tacoma? And it would come up with that. Here's what you need. Here's the part number. Hey, you want us to bring it over to you? Maybe not that far, but they would. You would come up with the right search results. Now, if I do it, it tells you, shows you everything but that. It's aggravating. Plus, like I said, I was been getting aggravating because of the sugar deal, I guess. But now I can't find nothing. I can't find the wiring harness for this tractor out here. Nothing. I got to figure it all out. I probably ought to make videos about it once I figure it out because apparently the forums used to be a big thing, but now the forums, nobody does that anymore. Can't find nothing on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, YouTube stinks so bad. That's another reason I don't get on here. I had someone say today that they, I guess, went to check on me because they weren't getting notifications and was unsubscribed, and that's been happening a lot. I've been at 10,200 subscribers for over a year now, which I don't, that's fine, whatever. I don't upload and I don't try to get more subscribers. I don't try to do a whole lot of things. I really don't, that's, I don't like YouTube either. Bunch of boogers that can do nothing now. They threw a rock like 5 minutes before I got to my phone. I was putting the turkey up. But yeah, I'm feeling better. It's good. Yeah, it's the Greek yogurt with it don't have any sugars. And definitely no added sugars. I don't know, it might have some sugars in it. But yeah, it's packed full of protein, and they explained to me about the whole protein and all that. Hang on a second, I gotta see the phone now. I gotta feed my dogs. They ain't got their evening meal. All right. Yeah, both my dogs were like, hey, are you gonna feed us? You just fed the bees, the chickens, turkeys, kitty cat. Everybody's been fed but us. Which they ate earlier. They're not starving to death, but whatever. But yeah, I'm better. Man, I was getting headaches. It was plumb awful. It's weird to explain what was going on with my eyes. They wouldn't focus, and it was like colors were different, and all kinds of weirdness. Now it's better. Don't make a noise. Blue, don't jump. I don't even see what's going on with your kill. Don't hit me. Yeah, well, I mean, I got online this evening taking a break from the garden. Man, I don't know how good this will pick up. I was going to go live earlier, but then I remembered I had to dry my bed clothes. I've been sleeping out here on the porch and decided to wash my blankets and stuff. Like I normally do whenever it warms up. Yep, I recall that one. Put it on the trailer, right? I thought there's a flashlight setting on this. I don't see it. Or like the light. Where's it at now? They ain't got that part on it. YouTube. I don't know how they can make such a great product. Whenever I first got on YouTube, basically whenever I first learned about bookers, people could get on there. You could talk about anything, right? Now they got it all. Half of it's restricted. They only get one side of the story. And they used to have a flashlight on here, but now I don't see it. What's going on with that deal? They got all these other things on here. I just pushed a button and now I got all kinds of crap on here. But no, you can't turn the light on. There it is. They're up the holler. Hear that pop? Let's walk up here. One of them went woohoo, and another one did that like the mouth pop. I don't know if they picked up because I was running my mouth. But they've been here like all day. Hello, baby. they're way up there. Can y'all hear that? One's closer, but they're way up the holler. Let me see if I can get a response. Watch your ears. Lord, I ain't done this in forever either. Hear that tapping? That's pretty close. I mean, I don't know. I feel lucky or blessed or whatever to have them around because it's awful entertaining at times. But sometimes it's not so fun. But they haven't, like I've had dogs disappear, stuff like that. Nothing like that's happened in a long time, years now. And I think, well, I'm pretty sure it's because I put up game cameras around where my stuff, this is mine. You can have what's up there. They used to come here and steal dog food and all kinds. I mean, it's crazy. But yeah, I like having them around. I still don't trust them or anything, but I think it's like more like a respect thing. Now I'm not sure. Y'all hear that pecking noise? It kind of sounds like a woodpecker. There ain't no woodpeckers out right now. And not the twin willies going off either. It's a knocking noise. Yeah, I'm actually almost standing in that spot where I seen that one up on the ridge. Right. I bet that old guy he sent me a picture of, baby. Packed me off. Man, it's getting chilly out now. Man, I can't believe I ain't got no flashlight. This is silly if you use it. Am I tripping? Or didn't there used to be where you could turn the light on and off? Hey, I got a flashlight in my pocket though. There's my peas. We ate some peas today, some fresh peas. I got cabbage. I also got a bell pepper today. That's the earliest I've ever had a bell pepper. My beans are starting to run. It's looking good. Look at all them weeds. I got bees now too. I've been meaning to get bees, but apparently apparently I had to eat a lot of protein. Yesterday, went to my neighbor's house because he has bees too. And they took two of the supers, which is like two of the small boxes that beekeepers, that's their honey. You know, the other two boxes are for the bees. And those things were heavy. Man, they was probably 50 pounds a piece. They were heavy, heavy moving. And went over there, and he's got plenty of money. And he bought him like a knife that heats up, and you take the wax caps off of the honeycomb. And he's got this machine that he puts it in and spins it, and he's got all this. He even went out and bought the fancy plastic bottles for it. I want this to go off my screen. There it goes. I haven't heard from Cece in a while. Yeah, it's probably been a couple of months. Well, like I said, I ain't been online much lately. I've been trying to. The reason that the guard's looking so good is that's like half of my exercise. I'll get out there and go to town with a shovel or whatever to keep the weeds out. That's the weediest garden ever. Normally, I don't know how it got so bad, but so far I'm keeping them down. And it ain't been too bad because what is this, the 17th of June? And it's been, I mean, just beautiful weather. We could use a bit more rain. I'm not complaining though. But it's been absolutely, I mean, it barely got over 80. Like tonight, you almost need a jacket on. Nice cool nights. Tomorrow morning, I gotta get up early and go with Chris, the honey guy, and the guy that's got the cows. He has his tractor up on top of the mountain, stuck in a swamp. He was been brush hogging, got his tractor stuck in the swamp. So we're gonna take the dozer up there tomorrow to retrieve it, and we gotta do it early because I gotta work that evening. And plus, I wasn't gonna be live very long. I just wanted a proof of life, and if anybody watches this, you might want to check your subscriptions in case I do more videos, which I'm sure I will. I've went out a couple of times, nothing's happened, so I didn't even upload the videos, except for ticks. They keep getting worse and worse every year because we don't have no winters anymore, I guess. Down in Florida. Leave a kitty cat alone, baby. Well, I guess I waited too late. They must be moving up the holler to go hunting. And I just about guarantee you, if you go on the solar calendar right now, the deer are fixing to feed. Because deer feed by the moon phase, like fish or whatever. It's pretty amazing. And then I've noticed when the deer get to feeding, the boogers get to moving around. I might go check it out here in a minute. I just heard another one up the holler. They're way up there. At least a mile away. Yeah, really. So the guy I worked with, his nephew, was driving home from a wedding, and he drunk too much. He shouldn't have been driving. But instead of staying on the guy's driveway, he lives on top of a mountain. It's like a winery place. I didn't know it was there, right in town in Louisiana. But instead of staying on the driveway, he goes straight. I mean, straight over a mountain. How the boy missed the trees, and I think he dislocated his shoulder or something like that. But I mean, it took people a while to find him. He's like, I don't know where I am. And then his wife was in a separate car, and she went in a ditch line going off that driveway. But nobody could find him. I mean, it took them a while to find him. They finally found him. I've got a picture of it. We went over there to check it out. But uh, they tried to get a tow truck driver, and he said, "Man, there's no way I can't get that out of there." So they knew a guy that had a bulldozer. He went and got his bulldozer. And what it is these mountains are like funnels, and this was going down in a holler. And the guy had it cut. It wasn't like a lot of trees growing, but there was a huge sycamore that he had to just barely miss. Had a big tire swing. He had to hit the tire swing hanging off the sycamore, and a couple more trees that would have, it would have stopped him. But he went all the way down. At the bottom of this is a pond, but this was like not. It was. He didn't get in the water, so or even the backwaters from the pond, but it was more like two hollers meeting, and then in behind that pond was just straight up mud. I mean, he sunk to the frame, and he had like a jacked up Chevy truck. Well, they was backing a dozer down there to pull him up. They got a dozer to pull him out, and he backed up too far, and he sunk that dozer up. God, it stuck. He said the ground just gave way. He's like, man, his winch cable wasn't long enough, I think's what it was. And he was trying to back up a little bit more to get closer to him, and I guess it just dropped and went down to the frame. And the guy kind of panicked and went backwards to see if he could get across this. I mean, it was a bog, and it was over the tracks of the bulldozer, so he had to get an excavator to get the dozer and the truck out. The pigs are doing good. I got them up there at the rock cliff, and got them just put in by the single wire strand fence, and they stay up there, and you ain't got a smell of them or a mess. But man, you talk about something good at clearing underbrush. Them pigs, even like small trees and stuff, they root around them. All those are gonna be gone. It's gonna look good up there if they get done. I'll try to take a video of it. Hello, Patrick. But yeah, they've done a really good job. I got a few more things to do with this little excavator I got out here, and then I'm going to try to. I want a tractor so bad it's killing me with a backhoe and a bucket on it. I'm going to try to sell this excavator, and then I got a Toyota truck that I fixed up that I'm going to try to sell. But I'm also wanting an older, like an older 4-wheel drive truck, or even an SUV or something built, before '85, preferably in the '70s. Because man, y'all, I guess you could call me a prepper. I've been stockpiling food and ammo, stuff like that for a while now. But now I'm wondering about what they call an EMP, electrical, uh, electrical magnetic pulse or something, where they drop a nuke up in the atmosphere and all the power goes down. All the cars from '85 on that's got computers in them, they're no good. You don't have no internet, no power, and you think of everything in today's age that uses computers, all that's gone, and it's gone for probably a few years. And if you think back to the great toilet paper crisis of COVID and how people were acting over something like that, which you're not going to have the news and everybody else panicking everyone over something so silly, but you give people a couple days, man, the power ain't coming back on. I mean, you're going to start seeing looting and stuff. You give it a couple weeks, and people's going to start killing each other. Maybe not in places like where I'm at, but in cities, there's no way I'd want to be in the city. And I think we're at a place place in time right now where, I mean, if I was China or Russia or name the country that wanted to drop one of them, all they'd have to do is drop it. The computers go down. All the infrastructure. I mean, it don't like knock down houses and trees and all that, bridges. All that would still be good, except for maybe like a bunch of cars being stuck in the middle of the road because they just shut off. They go bye bye. They don't work. They're just a huge chunk of metal in the middle of the road. But all the electronics are gone. Now they could rebuild all this, but there's actually this was a thing back in the 90s. They was worried about people, and the government was worried about it because our infrastructure isn't hardened against it. But people would be killing each other for a can of beans before too long. So I'm wanting to get an older vehicle. That way I could possibly get to my family and the ones that can't get here. It won't be a very fun time though. It's an EMP protection. Yeah, that would work. Hey, I seen one the other day. If it was, man, I think they just wanted like 12 for it. I just couldn't afford it. Like I said, this stupid diabetes thing's it's really had me in a mess. And then all these doctors' bills start coming in. I mean, my part on the blood work was $1,500. My part was almost 800. And I got talking to him, and I did. I talked him down to under 400. I talked them out about $300 of that bill, and they said, "Well, if you come in and didn't use your insurance, it would have cost you $130." You get that? You understand that? I pay like $50 a week on my insurance for my medical, but I've got a $500 deductible, and here's the kicker: a $5,000 what they call an out of pocket that I got to pay. Which don't get me wrong, if I had to have something major done that costs a lot, it would really be handy. But man, it sure has been costly. I mean, doctor's appointments, you might as well be. I mean, to go, it aggravates me to go in there and like the doctor told me, hey, you need to start eating right and get exercise and stuff like that. But he didn't go into detail about, yeah, don't eat just fruits, dummy. But I figure, he's probably getting $300 for that 10-minute doctor visit where you sit in the waiting room for an hour. Then he wants to send you to all his buddies so they can get a little bit of the cut. They got what they call it's a Faraday cage. I mean, and I've looked into stuff like that too. But I'd rather not take any chances. I'd rather have I'd take an older Jeep or one of them old box style Chevrolet trucks. You couldn't kill those things. They're not like the ones made today. Those things were built to last. Or something like that, or a big SUV or something. The Jeep would kind of be maybe too small. It'd still be nice to have one, but I want something I can pack some people back with. Cause I mean, I don't know. I don't know. If it was to happen today and I couldn't leave this holler, I could, by myself, I could make it for 10 years, no worries. I mean, I've got seed, food, ammo. I can hunt, fish, whatever by myself. But then you get some people in here and that's more mouths to feed and all that. And what's really weird, man, is you try to talk to your family about it, and they just act like you're the crazy person. And I am. I'm the crazy person. But I think it's I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing to prepare for stuff. Like right now, we're just so vulnerable. I mean, I don't care how you vote, Democrat, Republican, Conservative, whatever. You have to admit that the one we got in there now isn't. He's embarrassing at best. The one we had before then, I mean, he probably shouldn't have said so much. At least he put America first. But I think they're all in it together, honestly. There's been things that make me think that. But right now, man, they're more worried about inclusion in the military. Like I just seen where they had a commercial for the Navy that had this transgender person on there, and they're more worried about that than training their troops. Over in China, I watched a video of these little kids putting together disassembling, cleaning, and putting together AK-47s. I'm talking about like second, third graders. Over here, ours can't tell if they're a boy or a girl. Now, if them two bunches was going to fight, who's going to win that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's scary. Now, here lately, things there's been a little ray of sunshine with the feedback Bud Light got, and the other day the kids were protesting the whole crazy month that people that a minute fraction of this country gets a month. And again, I don't care what you do. It's sinful. Don't get me wrong, it's sinful. And one of these days you're going to regret it when you got to face the Lord. Because God don't make mistakes. If He puts you here as a man, then that's what you were supposed to be. If you put you here as a woman, that's what you're supposed to be. But hey, if y'all want to do that, keep it to yourselves. And definitely don't try to get kids doing this stuff. And a lot of it's just like a mental thing. But there's also, years ago, I remember Alex Jones and everybody made fun of him. They're putting chemicals in the water that makes the frogs gay. Well, you know what? Now Harvard's come out and said that's true. And all these other places come out and said, yep, it's true. I can't think what it's called, but gene or something like that. Well, send me post a link to it, what you're talking about, Patrick. But yeah, I think, if you got an ace in the hole, that ain't bad. All these new trucks that people's going out and paying $70,000, $80,000 for, no bueno. If the EMP hits, no good. And really, all them electronics are not built to last anyway. Look what happened with the what the heck was it called? Semiconductors or whatever it was that they was getting from Taiwan because we outsourced all of our companies and everything's made in a different country now. And they couldn't even build new trucks or new cars. We are in a sad state, folks. But there's good news. Jesus Christ our Lord is coming back. And it talks about in the Bible, as in the days of Noah, so will be when the Lord comes back. And I think we're getting there. We're about there. It won't be long now. Yeah, so I'm just wanting to get a truck that's going to run, so I can go get my mommy and daddy and sister and her bunch and hey whoever. I've got some people I've talked to that it's like, yeah, we're coming to your place if something happens. And I'll try to tell them about all this. And I tell you what, man, if you're interested in what I'm talking about, they wrote a book about. Like I said, they was doing studies on this back in the '90s, And a guy wrote a book about it. One of the guys that was doing the studies and was trying to warn people and stuff. It's like some kind of government official. And it's called, what's it called? 1 minute after, or one second after, or something like that. But it's about a town that pulls together and gets they got the struggles and all that. But it was after an EMP. It's a pretty good audio book to listen to. Guys, I'm going to jump off here and get me some rest. I've been at it all day, all weekend. Trying to keep busy and get that exercises. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And keep your eyes open and look at what's going on. Remember, there's only one way out of all this, and it's through your Lord Jesus Christ. Good night and amen.